I really live my life because, I want to see myself happy. I don't care if the world sees that I'm happy. I do everything for me. I don't care if the next man says, oh, that was a dumb decision. You should have never did that. I don't care. I enjoyed it. I had a great time. Who are you? Like, like that's really how I move throughout life. Like if I don't really have you a part of my circle and you aren't somebody that I, go to for any type of guidance, I don't care what you have to say at all.
Today we have a very special guest on The Fostered. We have our girl Chole. She is our virtual loctician BFF. Love her content. You've probably seen her on your YouTube or TikTok, whether she's making dope recipes or sharing some hair tips. She is literally one of my favorite follows on Instagram and TikTok. Welcome to the podcast, Chole.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Thank you for making the time. So how I found you was on a live with Kennedy Johnson, President Kennedy.
What?
Yes, like you had popped up and you were so cute in that. And I think everybody in the comments on that live was like, who is this girl? Like, want to be best friends with you. And I just hit you up in the DMs and was like, hey, do you ever want to hang out in Atlanta? Like, I had just moved back home and was like looking for people to hang with. But you were just so sweet and responded. And I just loved that and have been loving following you ever since.
Thank you. Girl, yes. I think what was that live? Were we trying to like find a match or something?
I think so. It was like a love match. So you were like looking, did you find a love match?
Girl, I still ain't find no man. Lord.
No, I was just watching your Valentine's Day live. First of all, your editing and your filming skills are so amazing. Like the way you were going through your whole care routine, it was like watching a short film almost. Like I loved it, the way you were just pampering yourself. I was like so invested in it. Like you are just very, very talented. And that's like a whole skill set in and of itself.
Yes, I've been doing this for a while though. Like since I was like 8 years old, I was
Really
editing and stuff. I was on YouTube at 8. Girl, I'm so mad I deleted my YouTube channel.
Ugh, Do you still have like any of the archive videos?
I don't have any of the archive videos because girl, I was getting bullied. 8 years old, it was coming for me in them comments, girl. So,
YouTube is ruthless. I get a lot of hate comments on there too. They're
back in the day, they were even more ruthless. Like, girl, I was doing so many different little videos, and it was just like, yeah, take this down. You need to off yourself.
What were they saying about you?
So back in the day, I had my little emo phase. I loved it. I was living for the fashion. It was very different. So I allowed myself to go through all my phases that I want to go through. So went through that phase and I was like, okay, I'm going to do emo makeup, going to do emo hair. Mind you, I'm 8 years old, girl. I don't know how to do my hair. My hair look crazy. Makeup look crazy. I just looked a hot mess. So they were just coming for me in every way possible. But I was just cracking up because why y'all got that much time on your hands?
No, literally. No, that's what really takes me out. I'm like, y'all really have a lot of time, like to just sit here and go after somebody. That is so funny. I definitely went through an emo phase too. Like I was at Claire's getting the gloves. Those I don't know if you
Yes, I had hella of those. Oh my gosh.
Okay, well, I like to start each episode off by asking my guests, what is their story? So what is your story, Chole?
Oh, dang, what is my story? I don't know where to start with that. I mean, I could just tell you, I guess, about like my upbringing. So, both my parents, they're foreigners. My mom was born in Jamaica, and my dad, he was born in El Salvador. So, grew up in a household where like everything was super strict about school and just going down a particular path. And I kind of was like the only child who was like, yeah, I'm doing my own thing. I don't know about y'all, but yeah, so I just remember at the age of, I think like 4 or 5, like my mom was like, yeah, what do you want to do when you get older? And I'm like, I don't want to work for anybody. So yeah. And she was just like so worried about me and what I wanted to do. And I was just like a full, like on creative for real. Everything like from photography, videography, literally anything. I was just doing it, creating websites and stuff like that. Like that was just my thing. So, yeah, my parents were a little worried, but I always, managed to figure everything out. Went to school for broadcast journalism and kind of regretted it, but whatever. Yeah, so I've been doing hair and whatnot since like 2017. I did that through college to like pay for school and everything. And then I quickly, found a passion within doing hair, and I was like, okay, I love, servicing people and getting to meet people every day. And yeah, it kind of pushed me to create like my natural hair care line and so many more things that I'm doing. But yeah, that is me, I guess.
No, that's so dope. So you're first generation American.
Yeah, well, I have an older sister, so she's the first.
Okay. What was
But
that like growing up? Like you said you spoke to it a little bit saying your parents were super strict and you just being like this free spirit. Is your sister a little bit the same or was she kind of like in
my
the way
older
of your parents?
sister was kind of the same way as my parents. Like both my
Mhm.
sisters, my little sister, she kind of was like the same way. But yeah, me and they're all Capricorns. Like my
I was
mom,
going to ask like what's your astrology?
girl, they are literally all Capricorns, and my dad, he's a Sagittarius, but
Mm.
he wasn't in the household, so like it was really giving a lot of Earth energy, girl. And
Mhm.
I'm a freaking Leo, like girl, I got
Okay, yeah. They couldn't handle you.
I need action, like I be trying to have
Yeah.
fun, explore my inner child, like that's me. So
Mm.
yeah, they just can get with that, and that's not for them to understand. It's for me to understand. So yeah, I kind of just always been on my own little lane.
I love that. Do you have any Capricorn placements? Because you have so many businesses. And so I'm like, you're really about that coin too.
I feel like I only have one, but it's like in a Neptune
Okay,
chart.
so way off. Do you know your moon and rising?
Yeah, my moon is Sagittarius, so that's why I'm also very
Ooh.
spirited, very just like I go with the flow. I don't worry too much. I don't have any like fear towards anything because like yeah. And my rising is Pisces. So
Love that. My rising's Pisces too.
oh really?
Mhm.
Yes.
Definitely a crybaby was shedding some tears earlier.
Girl. Oh my God, who you telling? Girl, last night I was literally crying on the couch. Like,
Really?
yes. I was like, what is this Pisces season doing to me right now? I don't
I love Pisces season though. I feel like it's such a great time for like a creative rebirth and just to really tap into like the emotions of it all. I love Pisces season.
this has me crying all the time. I don't understand.
I'm sure that's hard for like your sad moon to reckon
Girl,
with too.
yes. I'll be like, come on, what are we doing?
Yeah, let's get it together. So you said you started doing hair in 2017. Is that
Mhm.
also when you started your hair care line?
So I thought about doing like hair oils and stuff. So it took like a few months for me to like really get started on everything. And then I think it was really because after my first year of college, I ended up like cutting all my hair off. Like I literally had like less than an inch of hair on my head. And I quickly realized I have a big old head like my daddy. And I was like, oh yeah, no, we got to grow this joint back quick. So that's kind of where it started.
And then how soon after that did you lock your hair?
I locked my hair in 2020, quarantine. I was just like, I'm over it. This is the best time.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna see me. Like, yeah, I'm so glad I locked my hair. I would never go back.
What has that journey been like for you? Because that's such a big decision to do that.
Yeah, so I wanted to initially lock my hair back in high school. And my mom was just like, no, like, don't do it. Your hair is so pretty, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, like, I love locks. Like, I think it's so versatile and so just, I don't know. I feel like kind of ties me back to my culture, which is why I was so shocked
Mhm.
my mom was like so disapproving of it. I was like, why don't you want me to have locks? But um, yeah, so after I tried all the styles I wanted to try, I knew after that, girl, we finna lock in. Like, there's nothing else I want to do with my hair.
Yeah, we were in lockdown, so just
Yeah,
lock up your hair. Very easy transition.
exactly. So, yeah, that was like the perfect time. I love it. Like, the first few months, it was a little like, ooh, girl, this is something new. Like, I
Mhm.
don't know if I could deal with this, but I'm so glad I stuck to it, and it's helped me like be more disciplined and sticking with the things that I choose to go forward with.
That really resonates. And you've been really transparent online too about your whole journey with your hair. How has your community like accepted that? Has anyone like have you inspired people to like start locking their hair as well?
Gosh, girl, it's so wild. Like I run into people come up to me and are like, "Oh my God, I follow you. Like you literally helped me start my journey. I watch you on YouTube." And in my head, like, I don't see myself as like this big like person on social media, girl. I be regular in my head. So it's just like when people come to me, I'm like, wow, this is crazy. But yeah, a lot of people like come to me with a lot of questions. I have like hella DMs, and I'm just like, dang, I want to get to everybody. But yeah.
No, I mean, I feel like every time I see your videos, it definitely like, especially when you had like when it was like a little bit more curly at your ends. I was like, oh, this is so cute. And I was showing it to my boyfriend. I was like, I might want to do this. Like, it just looked so good. And so
Yeah.
I can definitely see how you like it motivated so many people to do that. What have you learned about yourself through locking your hair?
Hmm. What have I learned about myself? Um, I feel like I learned patience for sure. Just understanding that, you know, something it just takes time for things to really like how can I put this? Because I really wanted to comb out my locks these for like the first few months. And
Really?
yes, like I was debating so hard. And I just had to think about like life. Like, when an obstacle comes your way, what are you going to do? You're going to quit instantly? Like, no.
Mm,
So I was just like, you know what? Just stick through it. We're going to see how long we can get through. And then, once you actually put in that work, you dedicate time towards something, you get to see it flourish now. And now I'm
mhm.
happier than ever with my hair. So,
Yes. It feels like a real like trust the process kind of thing too.
mhm.
And even what you're saying, something I always say is like how you do one thing is how you do all things.
Yeah.
And if I feel like that area of patience, like in waiting to see how your hair will turn out, can like apply to so many other areas in your life. Just waiting to see like even with content creation, like did you have like a very quick journey to like kind of getting some success there, or was it like slow growth?
I feel like it was quick. I've always been kind of good with social media, whether that be the younger version of myself getting the bad type of comments and whatnot. And now just like it blows my mind to see how fast my page has grown. Like, and I had got hacked like last year, November. So girl,
I
to watch
remember.
my page grow that fast, I was like, there's no way. Like, it's crazy. But
Yeah.
with
No, I
mental
followed the new page with the quickness. I was like, I literally blocked and reported that one page and then followed the new page so quick. What do you
so
think? Because like your community is so obsessed with you. Like I'll see even comments like you'll do a hair video on like locks specifically, and people will be like, "I'm just here for you, Cole. Like I don't care anything about about what you're doing." So like it just feels like you and your community are just like really locked in. How do you
yeah.
think you really nurtured that growth?
I feel like because I kind of just engage as though I'm like a regular person. I don't engage like, oh, I don't have time for comments. I'm not above
Mm-hmm.
anybody. I just comment on everybody's stuff. I interact with everybody. I be following, some people who engage in my stuff and they have like cool content that resonates with me. I'm gonna go ahead and follow. I'm gonna support whoever. Like, them followers really, the number don't really mean nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it is what it is. Because with or without that, I'm gonna still be the same type of person I am. So
I love that. No, you can definitely see how it makes people like I hear like some horror stories, especially on TikTok, of people who like met their favorite influencers and they were just
yeah,
being not who the person they portray themselves to be online. So it's really good that you are the same person on and offline.
I do be a little nervous though. Whew, Lord, I don't have people come up to me. I'll be like, guys, I'm really nervous, and like,
It's kind of scary too, a little bit. Like
it
especially
is.
in Atlanta, I feel like you have to be really, really safe.
It's a little nerve wracking. I met some people in Miami too, and in New Orleans when I had went out there for Essence Fest. I was like, oh,
Hmm.
whoa. I didn't know this many people were watching me. It's so nerve wracking because I'm low key like an introvert. Not even gonna hold you.
Does your community know that though and like kind of respect it, or is it like not
Um,
always like mutual?
I feel like they don't think I'm an introvert.
Yeah. You don't come off as an introvert online. Like I remember like your
Yeah.
carnival posts, like where
Oh
you're
my
turning up and yeah.
god, girl, that was so fun. Oh my gosh, best time ever.
And did you get some like hate? I feel like there was like like some discourse in the comments.
Oh, girl, I be getting hate comments, and you know what I do? I block them with the quickness. I delete, block. Sometimes I'll be writing back, and I just gotta delete. Just
Yeah.
delete. They not even worth the energy, honey. Like, just keep it moving, keep it pushing. Sometimes now I will clap back if I want to, but
Yeah.
for the most part, it's given just block them. Who cares? Oddly enough, I got a lot of hate comments on like the sisterhood post that I had did with me and my friend. We were doing like yoni steams and yoga. I got a lot of hate
Mhm.
on that. I was
What were
like,
they
what the hell?
saying?
They were just like, oh, this seems like a sexual type of energy, da 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 da, all types of weird stuff. Oh, and I'm like, what? Because we're doing yoga, like, they're
And
like,
if
yeah,
it was a sexual thing, like, what
right. And
about it?
I just don't understand what be wrong with people. People just be commenting just because they can
Yeah.
comment. But if it was in person, they would not be on that type time.
That's so fun though. I wanna do a yoni steam. What was your experience like?
So I do these like quite often. I kind of just like introduced my friend to it because she was
Mhm.
like, "Oh, I've never done it." So I was like, "Girl, let me put you on." Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's very relaxing, and also like I feel like if you're dealing with any soul ties, it's perfect to just let it out, release, and then
Mm.
discard of it.
Can you say a little bit more about that? Like, what are soul ties?
So, like, if you're dealing with somebody, you're, being intimate with someone that you no longer want to be intimate with, but you feel like you can't let that person go. Sometimes you gotta do a little yoni steam. Those soul ties will latch on for like a long time unless we make the conscious decision to like really let that go.
Was it helpful to her?
Yeah, she said she felt the most relaxed she's ever felt.
Ooh.
Like, oh my gosh, have you ever done a yoni steam?
No, I'm like, I need to find a place to do this immediately. I need to
Please
release
do.
some things.
Please do it.
Yeah.
And yeah, just make sure you aren't using like a plastic bowl. We don't do them toxic.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
glass or
yeah, no BPAs, Oh, I
yeah.
can do it at home?
Yes, girl. That's where
Okay.
I was. I just grabbed
Oh,
a big old glass bowl. That's my little yoni steam bowl, and just filled it up with herbs and water. And then yeah,
what
just
herbs? I'm like, tell me all the
um,
things.
I think it was rosemary, calendula, rose petals. You could use whichever herbs you want. I kind of look into like more the womb healing herbs. So yeah, you can just go on Pinterest, girl. I found some stuff on Pinterest.
That's so dope. No, I definitely am gonna. I'm like, if I can just do it at home, I'll totally do it. That's so cool. You seem very like spiritual. Are you religious at all, or more spiritual?
I feel like I'm more spiritual. Growing up, my parents kind of forced religion on me, and
Yeah,
it ain't work. Can't do that.
as they do. What has your like spiritual practice been like? Like I know you read like a lot of books. I think I've seen you like read like Joe Dispenza.
Yeah, I'm big on like basically like the power of the tongue, speaking things
Mm,
into existence. I've always been on that type of wave, even as a kid. So like now as an adult, I'm like, bro, I remember I said this as a kid. Like everything I
mm,
spoke out my mouth turns to reality. So like I said before, my family members are Capricorns. Capricorns can be somewhat pessimistic. So they always
No, my dad is a Capricorn.
yeah, so it's just like, oh my gosh. I try to tell them like sometimes you gotta speak as if have already happened for you and as if you've already received them. You just, show gratitude, whatever, and I promise you it will come. Like,
Hmm.
and they just, I don't know, they just sometimes don't see it like that. But I've kind of always been that way. Like it didn't take a book for me to like, need that. I've kind of just always had that mindset for real.
As you're saying that, I'm like, that makes so much sense. Like, because I feel like not necessarily that you get things quickly, but like you're, like you said, with your page growing so quickly and like people just being really drawn to you through your content. And it seems like you're very successful and doing really well. And so I feel like that just makes sense because you're just constantly speaking life to yourself and not negativity.
We don't do that over here. Nope. The moment I catch a little bit of negativity about to slip out of my mouth, we change it immediately.
That was gonna be
So
my next question. Like because I know it's the mouth, but it's also my thought patterns too that I need to work on.
mm,
And something I've been trying to work on is like disrupting that thought pattern. Like soon as like something like my problem is I'll go out and I'll meet some people and then I'll go home and be like, oh, they didn't like me, or I'll probably even do with this interview, like, oh, did I mess up with Cole? Like, is she gonna hate me? Blah blah blah. You know that kind of thing. And I've been trying to work on that, being like, nobody's thinking about you like this. Like, stop thinking about yourself like that. Do you have any tips for for anyone who's dealing with that, specifically me?
Honestly, my biggest thing that I tell people is F everybody. Like, F everybody what they gotta say. No matter if you're doing good or bad, someone is going to say something. So yeah, I want everybody to do that.
That's such a good way to just be. Like, just focus, prioritize your own happiness.
Yeah, because Lord, if you keep looking for like external like validation or whatever, it's like you're never gonna be happy.
That's so real. Yeah, I'm working on that. Have you always been like that?
I feel like I kind of was just born like this. And it's so crazy because a lot of people are like, how do you deal with this? How do you do? I'm like, bro, I don't even know. It just kind of, came up for me. Or, well, actually, when I was younger, I did. I mean, I feel like when you're younger, you care more about like what a lot of people have to say. Like, you're always worried about your appearance. People bully, tease, whatever. I don't know when that shift even really happened. I guess it kind of just
Well, I'm
happened.
glad that it did. Has your family like taken on some of like your way of living now that you've like really put it out there? Like, do you feel like they maybe care a little bit less? No. Okay. I feel like that's what I'm finding with my mom. Like, she's in her 40s now, and I'll see
Yeah.
her just starting to show up for herself more and like prioritize herself. And I'm like, yeah, she was never like that. And I feel like sometimes the more like free children, like we allow our families or our family members and our moms that permission to like
Yeah.
take up that same space for themselves.
I really tried to, but I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of fear in their mindset. And that's
Mm,
why I feel like I had to get away. Like I can't be around my family. Like I
yeah,
know
no, that's why I moved.
I literally feel like some people they would tell me like, how do you manage to like just move and not be homesick or whatever? And it's just like I have peace of mind. And that is like the
Mm,
best thing I could ever ask for. And I don't ever want to trade that in for anything. So, I love them from a distance. I try to, teach them some things that I know. And my mom also being Caribbean, she feels as though children can't teach her anything. So it's kind of
yeah.
hard. But, I try my best. And that's all I could
Mm.
do.
And I feel like if like people aren't receptive to it, like it's not for them necessarily.
Yeah.
It's for you. Do you feel like you went on like a healing journey at all to like kind of heal from like the fear of your past?
Oh yeah, I feel like I definitely had like a whole healing journey. I feel like with my self-confidence for one, because I really struggled with one, my skin. Oh my god, I had the worst acne of my life. And I did not know how to get rid of it. So I was super 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 insecure about my face, like taking pictures, you know, all types of stuff. And then I was also insecure about like my weight. I was like, damn, like, am I gonna be this weight forever? Like, and I feel like as women, we kind of like beat ourselves up. There's a lot of comparing on social media and stuff like that. So, yeah, I feel like I went through like a whole journey with those two things for sure.
Well, your skin looks amazing now. What did you do to clear it up?
Girl, oh my god. I feel like it's because I've been vegan for so long. Like,
Okay.
yeah, I feel like that dairy really had, whew, it really had my skin in a chokehold. It was like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
we're not giving her up.
No,
So
it's
yeah.
so bad. What I didn't even realize too is like the difference between like shredded cheese before versus like the block cheese. Like they put extra shit in like the shredded cheese, and I'm
What?
just like,
I didn't even know that. You done taught me
yeah.
something.
And I
What?
yeah, and I was like, I always thought it just tastes better, but yeah, they put casein in it,
Yeah,
which is like
that's
a
so addictive. That is
yes.
so addictive. Girl, that was the hardest thing for me to get rid of.
They make very good vegan cheese now though. Like I love the Vile Life one and
I'm thinking of
Mykonos, I think it's
Balkan
the
Heart. Oh yeah, Mykonos is good. Or is it Mykonos? I always say
I don't
Mykonos. I'll be like,
that's what I say, but I'm like, I'm sure that's not the name. But if you know, you know. It's like black and white, but forget packaging.
so
I'm not
good.
vegan anymore, but I was vegan like for 4 years. And for me, it was becoming a little bit like eating disordery. And I was like, what is actually going on here? And so
Okay.
and then I was finding that I wasn't really eating like like I was eating vegan, but I was eating like just vegan junk food.
Mhm.
And then I was
Yep.
like, okay, I just need to reel it on back. And so I eat mostly plant based now, but yeah, it was like I think it's like such a, when you cut stuff out of your diet, you really have to like know the reasons that you're doing it for, because it can
Yeah.
get very like restrictive very fast.
Like right now, I'm in a mode where I'm like, damn, I feel really restricted right now. Like it's either because I'm actually tired of cooking and I just don't have any
It's
time.
so much cooking.
It is so much work. And I don't want anyone to hear this and be like, "Oh my god, I can never be vegan," because it's not that hard if you have like time, at least some time.
Hmm.
I know as a hairstylist, I'm literally working from sun up to sundown. Like I barely have time. I'm rushing to eat meals in between my clients, so like I literally have no time, and I'm trying to do other things. So yeah, it's just a lot for me at this point. Whoever is a vegan chef, please hit me up because I need
Yeah.
you. I didn't like jump straight into being vegan though. It definitely took me like I would say like 2 weeks for me to
Yeah.
like switch from being pescatarian because I went pescatarian first. And I never really cared for like salmon or none of that other stuff. But
Hmm.
I just realized it was just so much mercury in seafood. And I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna cut it out. So I just cut it out and I just threw everything out the fridge. And I was like, well, here's to a fresh start. And then never really looked back.
I was kind of cold turkey like that too. But I feel like I see you make some really good recipes on your
Mhm.
like, and you juice a lot too.
Oh, girl, I don't be bitch. Who, girl?
Oh, okay.
So much work. Oh my
No,
God.
it's the cleanup for me that literally I'm like, we're juicing once a week. Like we're not doing every single day. Like people who do it
Oh
every
my God.
day, I'm
It
like, you
is
don't have a
so
job.
much. I
And it's
literally am
expensive.
stressed by the end of juicing, and I'm like, bro, I never want to look at this juicer ever again.
What were some, besides your skin, were there any other reasons that made you go
So
vegan?
I didn't go vegan for my skin. I kind of just went vegan because I was like, this stuff is bad for me. So like, just cut it out. Like, and then
Yeah.
after like, I would say after like a year and a half or 2 years of being vegan, that's when I really noticed my skin transforming because my skin actually got worse when I first started being vegan. And I feel like it was just
Mm.
purging itself.
Mhm.
Like, damn. I was like, I thought eating clean was gonna help my skin. Like, what is going on? And yeah, then it finally like kind of cleared up, whatever. Like, it's not perfect, but it's way better than what it was before. Like my face used to literally hurt.
Mm. I'm so happy you found something that works for you. And I feel like that's what a lot of people don't necessarily want to hear, because, like, I'll buy any expensive skincare in a second, and it's like literally everything comes back down to diet. Unfortunately, it's like if you have to get it right in the kitchen.
It's a lot of work though. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. You're doing it. You're killing it. So, and I completely forgot that you're like a full time hairstylist. Are you working like every single day, like as a
Oh
hairstylist?
no, girl. I literally took a week off.
Okay.
Literally took a week off this week. But normally, I work. I think I take like 2 days out the week off. Yeah.
Okay. Now that is insane to me though, because you put out as much content as somebody who's like just as a full time content creator. So I'm like,
Where
how are you doing all of this? Like, how are you managing basically two full time jobs? Really three, because then you have your business, your hair oil business. What
girl,
else do
I
you do? I'm like, what else is out there?
literally don't know how I do it, yo.
That is
I
insane.
Yeah, sometimes my friends be like, please eat something today. Please take a break. Like, and sometimes I don't know how to separate my work life from the rest of my life. Like, I wake up instantly. I'm like, oh, I should shoot this. Oh, I should do this. Or maybe I got a client at 7:30 in the morning or whatever. Like it's always something. And whenever I sit down and get the chance to just relax, I'm like, oh, I should do this. Oh man, I got to package orders. It's a lot, but I mean, I love to do it, so it doesn't really bother me. And I love the content
Mhm.
creation. Like that's probably my favorite and making my products. I'm feeling like I'm kind of like weaning off of doing hair. I feel like that was like my stepping stone to getting where I'm at now. But yeah, I think God is telling me, girl, it's time for a shift because I can feel it
Mhm.
and I'm ready.
Yeah, and listen to that, I think, because I feel like we get these signs, but we don't always like listen to them necessarily. And so it's good that you're like really hearing God and not.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, no, but when I look at you, I'm just like, how the hell is she like doing all this? I mean, you said too that you took a week off, but are there any other ways that you incorporate like rest into your day to day routine or like just your life period?
Not really. Sleep is probably the last thing that I do. I sometimes don't even sleep till like 3, 4 in the morning. I don't
Mm,
know. I just can't sleep. My mind doesn't sleep. So even when I lay down and I close my eyes, I'm like, oh my God, idea. Oh my God, let me grab my notes.
yeah, no, I
I
can
just
be like that too.
doing that. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I need to be sleeping right now. But my mind is always going. Like, it just never stops.
I mean, you're such a hard worker and it's definitely paying off. I do hope that you can find like more rest for yourself because we do need rest, especially as Black women. I feel like we have to make time for rest.
Absolutely. I'm gonna try, girl. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna really
Yeah,
try.
but I feel like the 20s too are a little bit like for just hustling and just like getting it so you
Yeah.
can really set yourself up for that rest.
Yeah, but I ain't trying to like overwork myself because I feel like people love the hustle culture. And like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we gotta understand that stuff will drive you to the grave just as quick. Sometimes you gotta relax. And that's where I gotta tell myself, like, look, we gotta have some downtime, please. Like
Yeah.
I'm literally once I get off of here, I'm gonna be booking flights because I got to go.
Yes. Is that one of your favorite ways to like decompress, like travel?
Yes, I love traveling. I love experiences. Like that's my favorite thing. Just to be like, oh my God, I did this. Like did something I've never done before. Oh, I love it.
Where are you thinking of traveling to this year?
So definitely Jamaica. I gotta connect to my roots. Like, I don't know why my mom ain't never took me, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna meet my family out there. Probably gonna stay like 2.5 weeks, and then
Hmm.
I'm supposed to be going to Bali soon,
Ooh, I want to
but
go to Bali so bad.
bro, it is so beautiful. Oh my gosh. So I've been all over TikTok looking at things to do. Like, oh my goodness. Where else? But I do want to take like another little quick trip to Miami, girl. I done found me like a little new beach, girl. I'm gonna be over there.
Yes. Oh, did you say nude beach?
Girl, yes.
Oh, I love that for you.
I am that girl. Like, I love skinny dipping. Every place I travel to, I have to skinny dip. Like, oh, it's amazing.
That sounds really fun. I'm honestly down for that. I would do that. Okay, so I do want to get into like what your morning routine is like, or like some routines that really ground you.
So, honestly, truly, I don't really have a routine. I feel like that's what I'm trying to work towards.
Okay.
I do a lot, so, my days kind of go all over the place sometimes. Sometimes I'm doing hair early in the morning, so I don't have time to do my typical wake up, make a cute little breakfast or whatever,
Yeah.
and spend time with myself. Sometimes I don't get that. And then some mornings I'm like, look, I'm sleeping in the bed till 11. I don't care what anybody got to say. And I'm just relaxing. So it's really whatever I'm feeling that day, honestly.
Do you have any like grounding practices or just like ways you like to come back to yourself?
Yes. Spending time in nature. That's like my favorite
Mm.
thing to do. Going on hikes to like waterfalls. And Georgia has a lot of like hiking trails. They have a lot of waterfalls too. I was like, oh snap.
I didn't
So
know. Can you share a couple that are your favorites? I'm like, I need to know when I go back.
I think so I follow this one girl on Instagram. I think it's a sip of tea. And she posts so many hiking trails. I think one is girl, it's all on my maps. I'll be starring them like Cascade Springs, Scotts
Oh,
Run,
okay.
East Palisades Trail. Yeah, it's a bunch of these. But yeah, so I love doing that and just sometimes, especially during like spring and summer, I will plan a little picnic with myself and just grab me a little something to eat, lay out in the sun. I am a true Leo at heart, girl. I will bask in that sun like a little lion and just nap and just enjoy myself. I love just taking my shoes off, putting my feet in the ground. Like that's what I like to do.
I love
Um,
that.
yeah. So nature always brings me back to where I need to be. And I do got a lot of Virgo placements. So I mean, yeah, I guess my Virgo, that mother nature, she be coming out.
Yeah, I have a Virgo moon, so I can relate. Like, I feel just really good in nature. We have
Mhm.
similar placements. I think we're just different sun.
And what's your sign?
My sun is Cancer.
Aw, cancers.
Yeah, so for sure, crybaby. Crybaby, very sensitive. I like to ask all my guests, what is something that you're fostering currently?
I would say um my newest like arrival of products. I'm kind of expanding my business and I'm also, I guess, pulling away from old things like doing hair. I can't do hair for the rest of my life. So, just pulling into something new, especially this new year that's coming up in March because
Mm-hmm.
I don't celebrate
The
the
New
new
Year's.
year in a winter time, girl. So,
It's
yeah,
so random to have it in the winter. It's like everything is dying. It's cold. Like it doesn't. I
exactly.
don't like
Makes
it.
no sense. So yeah, that's when I'm releasing my products March 1st. So yeah, if you guys want any products, tap
Yeah,
into
say the name so people can find it.
Nima.naturals on Instagram. So yeah, we're gonna be releasing a lot of um holistic hair care products because girl, these hair care products, it blows my mind to see like how many chemicals are really in those products. And
Mm.
a lot of the times, the FDA doesn't really like go through and they don't check what's in that fragrance that's, in the products. That one fragrance and the ingredients can have so many more like toxic chemicals within that. So it's just like it,
No,
it
and I'm
blows.
stopping like wearing perfume because I've been like seeing so
Oh my
much like bad about perfume. It's like nothing is safe unless you make it
God.
yourself.
It's so wild. And I hate it for us. Like, oh my gosh. But
No, my
yeah, so
back was like breaking out from some products. Like I'm just like,
really,
this is insane. Yeah, I don't want to say the name because I don't want to bash it, but it was like, it was really breaking out. It was so bad.
yeah, they got to do better, honestly, because it's not where it needs to be.
Well, I'm grateful
But
that you're coming out. So is hair oils and
so it's our newest products are like the aloe mist because we already have like a scalp
mm.
repair and a rose water and a hair oil, but I also wanted to put a little lock retwist gel on the website and also a curl defining gel. So we
Oh,
got that.
nice.
I'm excited.
That's really exciting. I'm definitely gonna cop some of that. I need that.
Yeah.
Love that. Well, thank you so much for taking the time, Cole. I really appreciate you saying yes to do this and taking some time out of your very busy schedule. Is there anything else you want to plug or promote?
Um, I mean, other than my hair care, just follow me on Instagram, I
Yes.
guess. And
Well,
my
if you're not
YouTube.
already following Cole, yes, the YouTube is really like it's so fun. It's just like watching like movies low key. Like it feels like FaceTime too, like just like really like being on
I got
FaceTime with
yes.
you.
Everybody says that. I'm like, what? Oh my gosh, I love that.
No, you're so good at what you do. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for listening to my interview with Cole. She was just so sweet and shared so much knowledge. And definitely check out her hair care launch on March 1st. It'll already be out by the time this episode airs, but still, go get it. If there's still anything available, please, it is worth it getting. I'm definitely going to be grabbing that scalp oil and that curl gel that she was talking about because our hair care is filled with a lot of toxins. If you like this episode, please share it with a friend or anyone you feel like could get some value out of it. And please rate the podcast 5 stars. Drop us a review. That really helps the podcast grow. I really appreciate y'all listening this far, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye.